Pennsylvanians do we have in the house? If you're in Pennsylvania, raise your hand. Thank you, everybody. So, my name is Julian Graber. I am the Executive Director of Protect PT, as well as said. We're an organization in Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania, trying to prevent our community from the harm of fracking. And when I was asked to join this coalition of protective buffers over 5 years ago, I thought we cannot wait to protect our families from fracking, our community from fracking. So, of course, I want to help. You see, I started working to protect my community about 10 years ago when a well pad was proposed a half mile from my home. This was the first time my community of Penn Township, Westmoreland County had seen fracking, and it seemed illogical that this industrial activity would be proposed so close to thousands of homes and people that live in those homes, families, children, and as we heard Dr. Ben talk about, there are real health consequences to living near shale gas. Studies show that cancer and serious asthma cases cluster around fracking well pads. So placing these facilities so close to homes, my neighbors' homes, could directly impact their health. I have seen how this industry can destroy a community, divide a community. And so I still today am fighting after 10 years. In 2014, when neighbors got together in my living room, we talked about protective buffers. We talked about the distance between the well pads and our homes. And now, at this time, the coalition started over 7 years ago, and there are 9 well pads proposed in my community. And it just begins to add and build. There are 12 well pads that are going to be built in the future and 1 compressor station. And this is all proposed for a densely populated residential community. Why would you put a furnace in the bedroom? It does not belong there. There are community members, thousands of them, less than a half a mile from at least one of these 12 well pads. With so much evidence of health impacts of Pennsylvanians like you, I wonder why more and more dangerous industrial facilities are being built near homes, schools, playgrounds, and places of worship. Why haven't things changed? It's been 10 years. It's been 20 years. Why haven't things changed? So surely after notable public health studies came out, things would change, right? But they didn't. Surely after the PA, Department of Environmental Protection, received thousands of complaints of Pennsylvanians like you with impacted air and water, things would change, right? But they didn't. Surely, after the 2020 state grand jury report on the harms of fracking and the failures of our state came out, things would change, but they didn't. Surely after waiting for Pennsylvania legislators with good intentions, proposing new laws based on those grand jury recommendations, things would change, but they didn't. Surely after PA voted a new governor, Governor Shapiro, the same man that led the criminal grand jury investigation against the fracking industry, things would change, but they didn't. They say insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And because we are rational people, those who are sick and tired of waiting for our government who has failed us to do something, we are here today to change and make a change that all Pennsylvanians need. We are not going to wait for our legislators to protect us. We are not going to wait for our regulatory agencies to do their jobs when they have failed us. We will not wait for a governor who environmental platform, but is more concerned with making deals with the industry than helping us, Pennsylvanians. As you can tell, I am emotional, but frankly, I'm pissed off. Because I'm a mom, I want to protect my kids. That is why we submitted this rulemaking petition today in order to get action. We have waited too long for this action. Our air, water, and health are at risk. Our families are at risk. We demand better from our government. Instead of the legislators helping our families, some of them, specifically Gene Yaw and Tamara Bartolotto, have actively tried to block local governments from protecting their own communities. But we are not waiting for them. We are starting to work for them to start working for us and not this industry. We are taking action today. We would ask that all of you here today support us as Pennsylvanians. We ask that you talk to your legislators and talk to DEP because we cannot afford to wait any longer. We need to demand protection now.